This is the moment that we have all been waiting for. A long overdue and emotional return to the city of Prague, to the O2 Arena for the GC Prague playoffs. We are on the eve of the GCL Super Cup quarterfinals, and it all begins here tonight. Over 50,000 kilometers have been traveled from stage one in Doha through to the final in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and that brings us to the GC playoffs here tonight. We are going to start the action for you in just a few moments' time. But first, like any major sporting event, we need a grand opening ceremony. Let's officially kickstart the GCL Super Cup quarterfinals.
Suavecito, nos vamos pegando poquito a poquito. Cuando tú me besas, no esa tristeza. Me quieres malicia con delicadeza. Pasito a pasito, suavecito, nos vamos pegando poquito a poquito. Es que esa belleza es un rompecabezas, pero para montarlo aquí tengo la pieza. Despacito, quiero respirar tu pelo despacito. Deja que te diga cosas al oído, para que te acuerdes si no estás conmigo. Suavecito, nos vamos pegando poquito a poquito. Te enseñé a mi boca tu lugar favorito. Pasito, suavecito, nos vamos pegando poquito a poquito. Hasta provocar tu grito y que olvides tu apellido. Sí, sabes que ya llevo rato mirándote y tengo que bailar contigo. Que tu mirada pasito, pasito.
maximální zručnosti hrají mezi koněm a jeskyní. Ještě jednou váš potlesk pro Alba Kiera! Inspired by this performance, Pacquiao and the Lions feel a deep connection to the spirit of equestrian excellence. Inspirovaní byli soupeřím soupeři Pacquiao sami a naši líčci do kouzelného světa jezdecké dobrosti. Next, let's meet the shining Anagea, who captivates the crowd with her free evolution act, showcasing the finally, we found our true selves. Teprve ve svobodě dokážeme objevit sami sebe. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only, Anne Gael. Thank you, merci beaucoup. On her performance, the masters realized that the draw embodies the freedom and creativity found in equestrian arts. Po jejím vystoupení následně pochopili, že dráha stělesňuje propojení svobody a kreativity přítomných v jezdecké budy. The adventure continues as they visit Clermont and Company, the skilled trick riders who dazzle the audience with their daring stunts. A náš příběh bude pokračovat ve společnosti mistrů triku, kteří nám představí skvělé kaskaderské kousky, které venku vážně nezkoukejte. Dámy a pánové, Clément Ferrand and Christophe Walton team. inspirovaný předchozí obranností a duchem vašima soutěžence stav k velkému králu má jednoznačně obrovský smysl. A to se dnes ještě neskončilo. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to welcome back here in the arena the legendary voice, the legendary person that belongs to the World Champions Prague medals like no other. Here he is, the sports commentator, John Kahn! Yeah, it's a real job because we are about to witness something really special, and I think that it is a tradition from your country. We're about to see the Shetland ponies. What is it?
Well, the Shetland Pony Grand National, first of all, involves each and every person in this audience. Because we're going to see the Shetlands. It's the highest part of Britain, but they are the smallest little ponies. But they are going to go as fast as they can around here. But the one thing you need to know is the more noise you make, the faster they go.
Najlepší čeká na srdečný závod koníků, je to na World Champions Prague Playoffs. Jedna z nejoblíbenějších jsou britské jezdecké série. Jedná se o show, která nese název Shetland Pony Grand National. A dá se říct, že stateční a kazí jezdci a jezdkyně na nádherných ulicích budou absolvovat velmi dramatický závod. A i když si říkáte, jak budou vypadat závody koníků, jak říká zkušený John, ta rychlost vás jednoznačně omráčí. Co se týká Shetland Pony Grand National, tak Velké Británii prostě to na konci 80. A je to skutečně reminiscence na ten možná nejslavnější závod, který se v Británii koná. Co se týká zkušeností, tak i když přijdou jezdci, který ještě nikdy nebylo dokonce ani 10, 11 nebo 12, tak už za sebou mají vystoupení v mnoha evropských zemích a dokonce někteří byli i pochodu. Everybody experienced the race, am I right?
Yeah, we have basically the team at Shetland Pony Grand National. They work with volunteers who want to come and participate. They train, they coach, and they get selected. And here in Prague, their very first visit is the creme de la creme. For coming here to the playoffs for the very first time as an international team, we have the 8 absolute best.
Můžeme se ještě na opravdu 8 nejlepších jezdců a jezdců této disciplíny a myslím si, že už tam nic nedá v tom věci. I think we're ready to welcome the riders here in the arena. Am I right?
I think we are.
Okay, the question is, if the audience is ready, otázkou je, jste vy připraveni? Jste připraveni? Nejsou raní koníci a hlavně jezdci. Začíná Shetland Pony Grand National. Please welcome the riders. Here they are. Now we can introduce the riders as well. There will be Harley Reid, Florence Watson, Imogen Godard, Charlie Harrison, Phoebe, Teddy Holiday, Alan Graham, Ellie Day, and Matthew Roberts. So, the riders, it's your time in the arena. Welcome here. Welcome to Prague.
Age between 9 and 13 are 8 riders, some of whom have participated this year in their international trip to Hong Kong as well. The Shetland Pony Grand National, a huge centrepiece of the British celebration at Aachen last year as well in Germany.
Welcome to Prague. It's an honor to see you here, and finally, it's an honor also to speak to somebody who is much more experienced with ponies than I am. Welcome to Prague.
Thank you.
Is there something that already surprised you here in Czechia? Už něco, co vás tady v Česku připadlo?
Právě jezdí Longines. I'm very excited to race it.
I vás tady hodně. So, it's a lot of people. Would you like somebody to meet?
To shout very loudly.
Okay, bylo by byste dokázali, že tak jako víte, jenom vy autorady, ale teď můžete začít předtím, protože na čase přivítá koníky. Tady jsou koníci! Hello, obviously, you are probably the youngest one. It's just you very much.
I'm not.
You're 9, Debbie and Len. Is there any Czech word that you already learned here? Not yet. So I think that the most important word for you will be geeky. Perfect. Geeky will be very useful after you will win. Geeky so we're holding the finish. Good luck to you. No, geeky. Perfect. So now, John, back to the rules. What will happen now? And I think that this is exactly the place for you. So in your time, tell us something about rules.
Thank you very much, Lee. Well, our Shetland Pony Grand National, a unique and entertaining display of speed jockeys in the racing industry, produced over 30 professional jockeys, the most distinguished perhaps being Jimmy Browning, who went on to be British champion jockey on the flat in 2016. But it's all a little bit more than the fun and the entertainment as well, having raised so far over €250,000 for charity as well. Our jockeys just being briefed here, getting the final briefing on the 2-lap race. The only thing we'll ask you is, as they're coming down into the start there in the corner, Needless corner, just stay a little bit quiet for them. Once they're off and galloping, then you can really go through and cheer your favourite coach.
Tak já to rozsvědčím, co jsem dělal samotnou závodu, bude to velmi kola. Je jasné, že bude rád, že to bude kontrol, kterou budete dělat, je to nesmírně slušení, nesmírně a jesu. Jen vás prosíme, aby v případě, kdy se objeví to kola v tom mém rohu, to znamená zde o velkých hodin, naproti té velké zelené bráně, prostě tam, kde se zvláštní člověk, což je já, tak na chvíli tu svoji podporu změníte, ale jak právě musíte to, je opět na vás, abyste je svými rukami a svými masitami posílali co nejdál. Gratuluju vám, že tohle jste ještě v životě neviděli.
So we're going to get the riders award. Number 1 here is the little male horse Buttercup, Harlow Week in the irons. They're just 9 years old. Florence Watson is going to be riding Calvados, number 2. Imogen Goddard, number 3. Felix. Brian Lilly, number 4 in the irons. Charlie Harrison Giggy, an 11-year-old who's already been to Hong Kong this year as well. Kenny Holiday
si pochopil, že velikánský král je pravděpodobně ukryt v srdci naší jezdecké společnosti. V srdci úplně nás všech.
The wait is over. The most anticipated moment of the season is here. Prague becomes the stage where only the very best compete. An electrifying arena, bursting with spectacular entertainment and action-packed drama. The toughest challenge of them all, where precision meets pressure and legends are made. Every stride, jump, and heartbeat could decide the crown. Experience the Global Champions Playoffs in Prague from November 20th to the 23rd. The wait is over. The most anticipated moment of the season is here. Prague becomes the stage where only the very best compete.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening. The warmest of welcomes to the GC Prague Playoffs 2025. We are here in the O2 Arena, up the northeast of the Czech Capital's centre. And tonight, welcome to the Walk of Champions to celebrate the riders that will be competing in this, the 8th edition of the GC Prague Playoffs, both for the Longines Global Champions Tour Super Grand Prix and for the GCL Super Cup that starts with its quarterfinals tonight. My name is Ed Holloway, and it's very good to be here in Prague, and welcome to the Walk of Champions tonight and the 2025 GC Global Champions Prague Playoffs.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2025 Global Champions Prague Playoffs. The world's greatest riders and horses have battled all year.
It's been a first season with 16 legs, culminating in the finals in Riyadh at the end of October into the start of November. 16 Grand Prix, 16 Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix we have enjoyed. And the 16 winners will all be assembling, minus Jana Vargas, who sadly had a late injury, into the road to Prague. Jana won in Riyadh, but she will not start. It's 15 riders that will be coming. It's Saturday night's grand showdown of the Longines Global Champions Tour Super Grand Prix.
Now, the best riders and horses have returned to Prague. The grand finale of the Longines Global Champions Tour.
It's been a sensational season with new names etched alongside great past champions that have taken the 16 individual Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix this year. We started back in early March in Doha, Qatar. That was leg 1.
12 teams. 1 goal.
We take you back through the 2025 season. It has been an electric year. What a wonderful 19th season of the Longines Global Champions Tour we have all enjoyed, and it's been a privilege witnessing the action unfold this year. Sixteen GCL teams also assemble. The best 4 teams of the season will not take part in tonight's GCL Super Cup quarterfinal. They get a bye into tomorrow's semi-final, but the places 5 down to 16 will all be battling tonight for the GCL Super Cup quarterfinal. These are the GCL teams that will assemble for the 2025 GCL Super Cup. The final will be here on Sunday afternoon into evening.
The best riders. 1 knockout competition. Only one can claim the ultimate crown.
The O2 Arena is jam-packed already. Everybody on the edge of their seats as we wait to welcome in the 2025 riders to the GC Prague Playoffs here in this massive O2 Arena.
He's ridden a really good round once again.
16 iconic locations. Jan Tops's wonderful initiative that started back in 2006. We'll celebrate 20 years next year.
Making seemingly brilliant. 4-1-1 on the clock to beat it, and I think he's ahead.
Time we may have a new leader as the individual, and he's absolutely smashed it. Is it going to be right? He's done enough here. He's coming to the final fence, and he has done enough.
16 extraordinary legs this year, and we come now for the GC Prague playoffs to the Czech capital. For the final showdown, it is the Super Bowl, if you like, of world show jumping. And the concept being, if you've had a tough year, you can recoup all of your lost winnings in 1 week. That is one of the initiatives of Jan Tops in the design of the GC Prague playoffs, and it will be a quite exhilarating afternoon and evening and week of world-class sports. Welcome to the Walk of Champions, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the O2 Arena. Welcome to the capital of Czechia, Prague. We're 6 kilometers up the northeast of the heart of Prague, through which the River Vltava courses. And this is a quite extraordinary horse show which has really captured everybody's imagination since the inaugural year here. That was back in 2018.
Please welcome those who are qualified for the Longines Global Champions Tour Super Grand Prix. Here they are, qualified in Mexico City in March. From Italy, Emanuele Camilli.
We start, ladies and gentlemen, with the individual riders that have qualified because of their wins this year on the Longines Global Champions Tour. And firstly, the winner in Mexico City, that was Emanuele Camilli with Chaco's Girl Star. Harry Smulders enjoyed 3 wins on the Longines Global Champions Tour. The Grand Prix fell to this brilliant man with Monaco. Harry won in Cannes, one of his 3 wins. Gerrit Nieberg won with Ping Pong Phantom Lentemel. That was the win in Valkenswaard for the German. The first 3 of our Super Grand Prix riders to come into the Walk of Champions. We start with the GCL rundown and the Doha Falcons. We welcome into the O2 Arena, led in by Willem Vermeer, the Belgian, the same nation, Jérôme Guéry, and this impressive young Italian, Giacomo Cassadei, comes in for the Doha Falcons. They had a tough season, the Doha Falcons. They were the penultimate markers. Their ray of sunshine was second in leg 14 in Rome. The brand new team this year, the Monaco Comets, we welcome forward Deborah Meyer's all-girl pack. Promising start of the year. They enjoyed. They were 3rd out of leg 1 in Doha. They struggled onwards after leg 1. They lay 15th after the final leg in Riyadh. It is Angelica Augustin Zanotelli, Edwina Thompson Alexander, Annelies Vosselmans, and Jonas Breyer. Australia, Belgium, Germany and Sweden. Monaco Comets powered by Iron Dames, and this a brand new team this year. The 3rd team we welcome in, the Rome Gladiators, powered by Cavalleria Toscana. 14th, we're going in reverse order as from the final season standings after Riyadh. They enjoyed 1 podium this year. That was late in the season. 2nd at leg 15 in Morocco, the capital of Rabat. Emanuele Gaudiano comes forward. Yuri Mansour, Italy, Brazil. Peter Fredriksson waves to the crowd here for Sweden. And Yali Kass, the 17-year-old youngest here this week, the Israeli rider. The 4th for Rome Gladiators, powered by Cavalleria Toscana.
And now it's time for the Scandinavian Vikings.
The 4th team we welcome, managed by Gerd Gulliksen and his Scandinavian Vikings, who come forward. Confident-looking Laura Treba struts into the O2 Arena, her first time in the GC Prague playoffs. Then Zara Vungalko for the home nation Czechia. Jur Vrooling, her mentor, the seasoned Dutchman. and Neil Fearon, the Irishman, are the quartet this week for the Scandinavian Vikings. Highlight for them was the third they enjoyed at leg 10 in Valkenswaard on the GCL podium. Team 5 that come in, they are the defending GCL Super Cup champions. They won the finals in Riyadh last year. Mads Marlenbard Jonsson, Nicola Philipparts and Juliette Bayard. They were 12th this year in the final season standings. They were 3rd at leg 8 in Monaco, and they won leg 12 in New York. It's the twin brothers, Nicola and Olivia Philipparts. And Denmark's Karin Rehoff Pedersen. Just 3 for them this week. And the defending champions will try, even though they are only 3, to defend their title that they won in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia last year.
And now please welcome in the arena, Mexico Amigos, powered by H5 Stables.
The 6th team we welcome, 11th in the season standings. Their highlight of this year was the 3rd place they enjoyed at leg 9, Royal Chelsea Hospital, London. We welcome Mexico Amigos, led in by Koen Verreka, then the tall figure of the brilliantly talented, brilliantly young Carlos Guerrero, the Mexican. Emily Conter, beaming smile, and the seasoned Brazilian Eduardo Pereira Menezes are their quartet. That lineup for the GC Prague playoffs. Mexico Amigos powered by H5 Stables. The 6th team in just behind Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M We Love Horses. That are the defending champions. This team had a very good year. They had 2 wins. They won leg 5 in Cannes. They won leg 15 in Rabat. They were 3rd early days in leg 4 in Madrid. They were 10th in the season standings. It is the Santo Pirates we welcome, led in by the powerful Duarte Seabra, the Portuguese star, Gregor Cottard, the Frenchman, and their young gun, Thibaut Philipparts from Belgium. We welcome in Team 7, Santo Pirates, into the Walk of Champions.
These are the Saint-Tropez Pirates. And show your appreciation also to New York Empire, powered by Lugano.
We welcome New York Empire, powered by Lugano Diamonds, Georgina Bloomberg's team. 9th in the season's final standings. They were 3rd. Their highlight came early, leg 3 in Shanghai. Led in by the brilliant Bertram Allen. For Ireland, Dennis Lynch, also for Ireland, comes forward. Then comes the world number 2, winner of 2 legs of the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix this year. One in Shanghai, Scott, and one in Ramator, Saint-Tropez, both with Hello Chidora Lady, and Mikey Pender, former double winner of the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix. Mikey Pender for Ireland. Team 9 that comes forward. They had 2 very good wins. They won leg 7 in Paris. They won leg 11 in Riesenbeck in Germany. And they were 8th in the season's final standings, owned by Aoife Siahi. Istanbul Warriors we welcome forward, powered by Carpe Diem Equestrian Team. It is Henry von Eckermann behind Simone de Lestre. Sweden and France. Then comes Abdul Said from Belgium, and Hassan Senturk from Turkey. Simone de Lestre, Henry von Eckermann, Abdul Said, and Hassan Senturk certainly bring a lot of firepower, I should say, to the GC Prague playoffs. 3 more teams to come forward, and I should say in the quarterfinals we'll see tonight. There will be, though, of course, the 4 that are given a bye through tonight. Plaza Cosmopolitan's team 10 come forward. 7th in season standings with 2 seconds consecutively. Legs 8 and 9, Monaco and London. Led in by Marlon Modolo, Zanotelli. Zasha Nygaard for Denmark, Andreas Skov for the same nation, Denmark, and Rodrigo Gesteda Almeida, in very good form, is the rider for Portugal. The next team to come, the winners of the inaugural GCL Super Cup here in Prague back in 2018, Madrid in motion. We welcome forward They lay in 6th place in the season's final standings. No Michael van der Vleuten for them this week. He's sidelined. They had 2 podiums this year, 3rd in Cannes at leg 5 and 2nd, leg 12 in New York. It is Manuel Fernandez Saro for Spain, Eduardo Vargas Asnar for, again, Spain. Kim Emmen from the Netherlands and Jack Whittaker, Great Britain's young gun, are the quartet for Madrid in motion.
International powered by Horse Gym.
Then comes in Rieseneck International. They've won the GCL Super Cup here in years gone by. They were the season's champions that same year. Rieseneck International, we welcome. It's a very strong squad, certainly. Max and Philip Weishaupt, Christian Kuckuck, Marco Kutscher, an all-German, all-man squad. They'll be fearsome, certainly.
For the Shanghai Swans.
Then comes the Shanghai Swans. They had a brilliant year with back-to-back wins in Mexico City, then the home win that came in Shanghai. They won leg 9 in London as well. And what a team they are. Christian Alman for Germany, Max Kühne for Austria, Ben Mayer, world number 3 for Great Britain. And Daniel Deusser from Germany. They are a fearsome lineup. I think everybody should be very afraid of what Shanghai Swans could do this week in Prague at the playoffs. Then comes last year's season's champions, Cannes Stars, who welcome forward. They won the first leg in Doha. Sophie Hinners and Jan-Fredrika Meyer-Zimmermann, led in by Anastasia Nielsen. She'll be part of the Longines Global Champions Tour Super Grand Prix, having won as the youngest ever winner of the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix in Rabat at the end of the season. Katrin Eckermann for Germany. Sophie Hinners and Jan-Fredrika Meyer-Zimmermann, 3 out of the quartet are from Germany, and they certainly will be supercharged this week. They'll be a team to watch.
2 more teams to go. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for the Walking Sport United.
Then we welcome the season's champions this year. The 3rd time they've won the GCL season, and led in by the extraordinary John Whittaker from Great Britain. They won the finals in Riyadh. They won Ramator Sanchpe leg 6. They won leg 4 in Madrid. Gilles Thomas, the season's champion. He won the Grand Prix with us in Paris with Hermitage Cologne, and the season's champion for Belgium, Marcus Enning for Germany, and Hansi-Dieter Dreyer, again the season German. Again, they will be formidable opponents. The home team are the last to be introduced to the crowd. Anna Kellner-Rover, the manager, short jump as an individual this week. They were 5th in the final standings, so they will jump tonight in the GCL Super Cup quarter-final. They won 2 legs, leg 10 in Valkenswaard, leg 13 in Vienna, 2nd in leg 1 in Doha, 3rd in Paris at leg 7, and 4th last year. They were in the GCL Super Cup final. In the Riyadh playoffs is Niels Brunsels for Belgium. Thibaut Spitz, Peter de Vos, and Fernando Martinez Sommer, the Mexican, are Prague Lions, powered by Czech Equestrian Team tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, the athletes who have made it to
GCL Super Cup quarter-final.
Global champions, Prague players. Give them a round of applause.
So the Walk of Champions completed, ladies and gentlemen, and these are the phenomenal riders we will witness as wonderful sport takes shape again here. 8th edition of the GC playoffs that started back in 2018. The scene is set, the riders have been introduced to the crowd here, and we are set for an awesome week of world-class horse sports. This is the richest weekend in world show jumping globally, annually, with €11.5 million, the prize purse in total for this wonderful week here in the Czech capital.
Ladies and gentlemen, now please welcome to the arena the founder and the president of the Longines Global Champions Tour and Global Champions League. Ladies and gentlemen, you're Jan Tops.
We welcome in the founder and president of the Longines Global Champions Tour, Jan Tops.
Mr. Jan Anderlich. Dear Jan, welcome back. How special in your heart and in the equestrian world Prague pressure is, and how does it feel to be back here after 2 years?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, a very big evening lies ahead of us, and 8:10 is the start time for the GCL Super Cup quarterfinal. The Walk of Champions is complete. From myself, Ed Holloway, good night. We'll see you shortly.
Question of the year, and especially here in this beautiful arena with this amazing public. And I want to thank you all of us being here. Thank you.
Dámy a pánové, z mého pohledu jsou tyhle dny absolutním vrcholem sezóny, a to díky téhle aréně, ale především díky vám, divákům a divačkám, kteří z tohoto podniku
Jan Tops, and now we hear from Jan Anderlich, the organizer of the GC Prague playoffs.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Jan Anderlich.
Dobrý večer, dámy a pánové, je mi opravdu velkou ctí vás srdečně přivítat jménem pořadatele společnosti Czech Equestrian Team na 6. ročníku gala show světového parkouru Global Champions Prague Playoffs.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor for me on behalf of the organizer of the Czech Equestrian Team to welcome you to the 6th annual gala show of the World Show Jumping, the Global Champions Prague Playoffs.
Po dvouleté pauze se Global Champions Playoffs vracejí zpátky do Prahy a není to pouze návrat jedné události, ale je to návrat atmosféry, emocí a sportovních příběhů, které vznikají pouze tehdy, pokud se na jednom místě setkají ti nejlepší světoví jezdci a koně s tím nejlepším publikem na světě.
After a 2-year break, the Global Champions Playoffs are returning to Prague, and this is not just the return of one event. It is the return of the atmosphere, emotions, and sports stories that are born only here when the world's best riders and horses meet the best audience in the world in one place.
Rád bych poděkoval panu Topsovi, týmu Global Champions, našemu realizačnímu týmu a všem partnerům, zejména pak majitelům společnosti Czech Equestrian Team, společnosti Longines a všem ostatním mediálním a obchodním partnerům, protože jste to právě vy, kdo nám umožnili opět otevřít brány Auto Areny světovému parkouru.
I would like sincerely to thank Mr. Tops, the Global Champions team, our local organizing team and all partners, especially the owners of the Czech Equestrian Team, Longines, and other business and media partners. Your determination and support have allowed us to reopen the gates of the O2 Arena to World Show Jumping after 2 years.
Mé největší poděkování patří ale vám, divákům, protože jste to právě vy, kdo proměňují Prague Playoffs naprosto jedinečnou a neopakovatelnou událost, která se velmi zapsala do srdcí všech fanoušků tohoto krásného sportu.
But my biggest thanks go to you, the spectators. Whether you support the Prague Lions team or other Czech and foreign riders and horses, it is you who are turning the Prague Playoffs into a unique and unrepeatable event that has become firmly etched in the hearts of fans of this beautiful sport.
Přeji všem divákům zde v Auto Aréně, ale i doma u televizních obrazovek, aby následující 4 dny byly plné emocí, krásných a nezapomenutelných zážitků a samozřejmě všem našim jezdcům a koním přeji hodně štěstí, jistotu na každém skoku a pevné nervy.
To all the spectators here at the O2 Arena or at home, I wish you that the next 4 days will be full of strong emotions, tension and unforgettable experiences. To our riders and their horses, I wish you good luck, confidence in every jump and definitely strong nerves. Thank you so much.
Děkuji a prohlašuji tímto Prague Playoffs za zahájené.
And I would like to declare the Global Champions Prague Playoffs as open.
So thank you to Jan Tops, the director of the Longines Global Champions Tour and founder of the GCL as well. Thank you to Jan Andrlik, the organizer of the GC Prague Playoffs, who declared the 2025 Prague Playoffs as open. And we welcome you to the opening day and the GCL Super Cup quarterfinal, as we now stand for the national anthem of the host nation, Czechia. Thank you to Jan Tops, our president of the Longines Global Champions Tour, and thank you to Jan Andrlik, the organizer of the wonderful GC Prague Playoffs, as the Walk of Champions completes this evening. First night of the huge week here in the Czech capital.
But don't miss a thrilling quarterfinal that will begin in a few minutes. In 40 minutes, a traditional course walk. Have a great evening, and thank you so much for joining us here in the O2 Arena at the Global Champions Prague Playoffs.
It's going to be an incredible night tonight as the 12 teams, places 5 through to 16, face each other in the GCL Super Cup quarterfinal. We have a short break of 1 hour and 20 minutes until 8:10 p.m. here local time, the quarterfinals of the GCL Super Cup. We'll see you then. From myself, Ed Holloway, good evening, and we'll please welcome you back at 8:10.
So much has happened already tonight, and the jumping has not even begun. An incredible opening ceremony, a walk of champions that introduces us to all of the Global Champions League teams that will be competing here at the GCL Super Cup over the next couple of days. And we are still waiting on the doorstep to actually kickstart the GCL Super Cup quarterfinals in a few moments' time. There is just something magical. There is something very special. There is something that is very unique about returning to Prague for these GC playoffs after this magical season that started back in March in Doha, to go all the way through the season, through 16 different stages, to close the season at the finals in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and then to come to Prague once more here at this incredible O2 Arena to finally once more return to the GC playoffs here in Prague. There is something magical in the air, and every single seat inside this arena, inside the stadium, has already been filled. Not just tonight, but tomorrow, the following night, and every single night after that, until we get to the GCL Super Cup final that will take place on Friday night. Before we get ready for the jumping, let's welcome in our journalist for the night, Dan Strange, who in fact makes a GC playoffs debut here tonight. Before I release you and let you into the wild, give me your thoughts. I've tried to tell you all week about how different this is. Give me your thoughts on what you've experienced thus far from an opening ceremony, the Walk of Champions, the arena, the people, the crowd. What is it like to be at a GC Prague playoffs?
You've tried to tell me for most of the season what Prague's like, the GC Prague playoffs.
Because we all have this on our calendar. It's highlighted by everybody.
The things that sum it up for me: emotion, tension, and utter global champions splendour. And it has been splendour. Prague is putting on such a show, and it's a different show. It feels so different. It feels a different level from normal, and normally Global Champions League is such a high standard, such a high level. This, though, to me, as we know it is just a step above.
Now, we've been in the arena for many hours already, and I'll tell you something. When we arrived earlier on this afternoon, already there were people standing outside the main gates. Already people were queuing up hours before the show started. That is how high the anticipation is. That is how high the excitement is to get into the arena and be a part of tonight's GCL Super Cup quarterfinal. What are you expecting tonight? We have the teams that finish from 5th to 16th today, coming out in reverse order of the championship standings. Doha Falcons open up. The Prague Lions will close later on tonight. Give me your opening thoughts about what to expect from these 12 teams.
To a degree, expect the unexpected. If you remember last year, Madrid in Motion didn't make it past the quarterfinals, champions from 2018. I do expect Prague Lions to qualify, and probably quite comfortably. Spoke to them yesterday. They're confident, they're high quality. As you said, it goes in order that they qualified in. There's no draw this evening. How Doha Falcons will go, we wait to see. Giacomo Casadei up first, the youngster, I think he's only 23, high-pressure scenario to come into. And, of course, the Basel Cosmopolitans, Rodrigo Almeida, coming in for the first time. He has jumped in the GCL before, but a debut taking the place of Jana Vargas. What a debut to make for Basel Cosmopolitans, Absolutely. Who, of course, ride for the first time. So I expect one of the bigger names within this quarter-final potentially to cause a reverse upset, you know, like Madrid in Motion did.
There's always going to be some heartbreak at the end of a quarter-final, and more often than not, you do see a big name, you do see a big team struggle and fail to get out of the quarter-final. That is the drama of this format. That is the drama of having to jump a GCL Super Cup quarter-final into a semi-final and then into the final that takes place over the weekend. This is an opportunity of redemption. It is so often a theme that floats around a GCL Super Cup quarterfinal and the semi-final, to be fair. It is teams that have struggled in the season, the likes of the Doha Falcons, the Monaco Comets, the Rome Gladiators, those that are early to go. If they perform well here tonight, they get into the semi-final, they pull something out the bag. If you are to win the GCL Super Cup at the end of the weekend, the entire season of poor performances is forgotten and erased. It is an opportunity for redemption in a GCL Super Cup quarterfinal. Let's take you on a season-long journey and remind you of the performances of these 12 teams that will be competing here tonight in the first appearance of the 2025 GC Prague playoffs in the GCL Super Cup quarterfinal.
16 stages, one final showdown, one relentless season. Now,
12 teams have one last shot. In the GCL Super Cup, the Super Bowl of show jumping, everything can change. The Doha Falcons faced a tough season, eliminated in Madrid and again in Cannes, two heavy blows that set them back early. Their standout moment came in Rome, stage 14 with a strong podium, but consistency was hard to find this season. They now arrive in Prague, hoping for one last solid performance. The Monaco Comets, powered by the Iron Dames, launched their season in style. A strong third place at stage 1, Doha, and a shared podium with the Cannes Stars, igniting talk of a dominant Iron Dames year. But from Shanghai onward, form was hard to find. A tough result there marked the start of a slide they never managed to reverse, following in a painful elimination on home ground until the closing stages of the season. The Rome Gladiators, powered by Cavalleria Toscana, showed grit from start to finish. Teenage talent Jali Kas, the youngest rider in GCL, delivered fearless rounds, and mid-season powerhouse Peter Fredriksson arrived to add experience and steel. The season tested them, shaped them, and built their momentum. And in Rabat, it finally clicked, with the well-earned podium proving that the Gladiators were rising. The Scandinavian Vikings had tough rounds in Saint-Tropez and Paris, finishing near the bottom. But their podium in Falkenswaard brought relief and momentum. They arrive in Prague still fighting with renewed confidence. The Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M We Love Horses, lived a season of highs and lows. Eliminated early at stage 3 Shanghai, but then came back strong. A podium at the mid-season point stage 8 Monaco, and a big win in New York, with two brothers standing together on the podium. A true roller coaster. The Mexico Amigos, powered by H5 Stables, had their standout moment in London, with Emily making her GCL debut. But Saint-Tropez and Rome brought difficult rounds, leaving the Amigos searching for consistency heading into the final stage. The Saint-Tropez Pirates moved between success and disaster. Wins in Cannes and Rabat showed their quality. But Monaco and Vienna brought 0 points and heavy eliminations, including Siabra's not-so-memorable fall before even starting his round. A season full of extremes. The New York Empire, powered by Lugano, remained a powerhouse, never afraid of a challenge. Their season may have been quieter, but the Shanghai podium proved the sharpness they can deliver under pressure. Rome tested their rhythm, yet this is a team that regroups fast and fights harder. Now all eyes turn to Prague, where they aim to unleash their full firepower and finish the season strong. The Istanbul Warriors, powered by Carpe Diem equestrian team, delivered some of the most emotional moments of the season. A victory in Paris, the celebration, and the unity. They won again in Riesenbach, but London and Falkenswaard brought difficult results. Now they arrive in Prague hungry, focused, and searching for one last podium to crown their breakthrough season. The Basel Cosmopolitans were at their best in Monaco and London with back-to-back podiums. But after that, their performance dropped, especially with a tough result in Rabat. Prague is their chance to regain that early season form. Madrid emotion stayed steady all year. Podiums in Cannes and New York showed their strength. And consistent mid-table results kept them stable heading into the final challenge. And the Prague Lions, powered by the Czech equestrian team, one of the strongest teams of the season. A podium in Doha, victories in Falkenswaard and Vienna, and big performances throughout. But stage 16 in Riyadh brought a day that was worth forgetting, a result that cost them a spot in the top 4. From podium to elimination. Now, in their home city, the Lions return to the arena, ready for one final roar. But to win the GCL Super Cup, you first have to survive the quarterfinal. You have to survive the quarterfinal. That is the big message that comes out of the GCL Super Cup quarterfinal, to get an opportunity to get into that semi, to start to knock on the door of the upcoming GCL Super Cup final. A team that has done that before, that has been successful in the GCL Super Cup. In fact, as a returning champion of the Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M, we welcome back Olivia Philipparts into the studio. 12 months ago, defending champions, a magnificent night in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia on that occasion. Olivia, welcome back. Give me your thoughts on success. It was no new occasion for you. You've been successful for different teams in the GCL Super Cup. Talk to me about this, the opportunity, the momentum, the pressure, the weight of having to jump multiple days. What is it about the GC Prague playoffs, the GC playoffs in general, that is just so unique?
Yeah, I mean, the playoffs is always something very unique. Also, Prague, it's an amazing arena. We always love to come back to this place. Big jumps. The ring is quite small, but all the riders now, it's not the first time that Prague's going on, so we know what's waiting for us.
Talk to us about that 2024 GCL Super Cup where you were successful. Having to progress through the rounds, tell someone who's unaware as to what's to come here tonight at a quarterfinal, but what it's like to then have to be so busy over so many days, how testing, how challenging that can be for you, for your horses.
I mean, of course, the playoffs, like last year also, we also had a couple of really good horses, riders combinations. So there we had a couple of very strong ones. We had Ipaya, we had Malin, we had my brother, myself. And then this year, we were a little bit struggling towards the year to have enough riders or enough horsepower. So also for this week, we were struggling to get really three good rider and horses combinations. So it wasn't so easy. But we did our best. So today starts, I think today will be already a strong class, but not as strong as tomorrow will be. So yeah, we're hoping for a good and nice start and hopefully getting ready for tomorrow.
What is your advice to someone that is jumping a first GCL Super Cup quarterfinal? Someone that hasn't been to a playoffs before, someone who hasn't jumped potentially 3 upcoming days. What's your advice to someone that arguably comes into a GCL Super Cup quarterfinal for the first time?
What I've seen often in the first round, that the time often makes a bit of a difference. So because often you'll have some equal on penalties, and then I think the time allowed probably will be tight enough. So for sure, we'll have to keep the time in mind for if there's people on equal points, that for sure we have the quickest time. I think that's the biggest thing we have to keep in mind for the first round.
We often talk in the GCL Super Cup about redemption. On this GCL Super Cup quarterfinal night, it's the teams that finished from 5 to 16 in the championship, teams that maybe didn't have great seasons, but like we saw for the Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M We Love Horses last year, victory here in a GCL Super Cup turns the entire season around. If you come into a GCL Super Cup quarterfinal, it tells me that the season was challenging. Is it true that being able to win this, does that mentally shift the entire season? Does that erase all of the tough times that were experienced throughout the year if come the end of the weekend you're on top of a podium? Does it have that ability, that strength?
Yes, well, I think whenever the season finished up in this year in Riyadh, I think that was the season. I think that's how it went. We didn't have a very good season, but I mean, to Prague, it's a whole new thing. Just try to get up the right horses, and basically in Prague you can flip around the season and ending up with a very good season. If you make the podium here on Sunday, I mean, it's a completely different way about ending the season.
Talk to me about your stallion here tonight, 16 years of age. Tell us about just him.
Well, just him, I think it's a horse that joined my group of horses 5-6 months ago, so quite recently. He hasn't really jumped an indoor show with me yet, so I don't know how he will react in an indoor show, but I mean, it's a very scopy, very brave horse. I mean, it's a super nice horse. So I think he'll be fine. I mean, we'll see how it ends up. But I'm pretty confident also in Caroline. She had a great season. She's a good horse. She's riding very good. Just my brother, due to circumstances, could not bring his horse. So we had to find him a horse for this week. So we found one from actually our colleague at home from Jenny. With Lorraine, he was actually placed in the Grand Prix 2 weeks ago. He rode the horse 3 years ago. So it's quite a last-minute change, but unfortunately we had no other options.
With all your experience, try and guess for me what is the safety number in a GCL Super Cup quarterfinal. What is the number of penalties that's going to get you into that semi-final tomorrow? Is 12 good enough? Do you have to be inside single figures? What's a safety number you feel?
I think 12 should be okay. I think 12 is okay. It depends also how the course is built, how strong it is. Always hard to say. I think from my experiences, 12 foals should be able to make it.
All right, well, that will allow each rider to have a fence down. Remember, all 3 riders come out today in the GCL Super Cup quarterfinal and every night that follows. This is not a normal GCL stage. 3 riders, no drop scores. Is 12 a safe number? According to Olivier Philipparts and all of his experience, it sounds like it. If you're wondering now what on earth I'm talking about and just how and why a GCL Super Cup quarterfinal sounds so different, let's take a moment to reflect on exactly the changes that take place from a normal GCL season season to the GC Prague playoffs here in the GCL Super Cup. This helps you hopefully understand the format a little bit better.
The Global Champions League Super Cup quarterfinal features the 12 lowest-ranked teams from the regular season, except for the last team in the championship standings that didn't qualify for the GC playoffs. The lowest-ranked of the 12 is the first to go in the quarterfinal, while the 5th team from the regular season goes last. The top 4 teams from the championship season skip the quarterfinal, having earned their fast track straight to the semi-finals. This is a one-round competition with 3 riders per team, and every result counts. No drop score. Only the 8 best teams qualify for the semi-final.
So 4 teams are going to fall out of action tonight. Only the best 8 will progress. They will then be joined by the top 4 of the championship season tomorrow as Falcons United, the Cannes Stars, the Shanghai Swans and Razorback International return to the GCL Super Cup semi-finals. They have earned the right to be off tonight. They'll be sitting in VIP just over to my right-hand side, hopefully having some champagne. Their horses will be well rested and they will only make their first appearance tomorrow night in the GCL Super Cup semi-finals. But for tonight, it's about these 12 teams that need to earn the right to qualify for that second competition, that second class, the GCL Super Cup semi-finals tomorrow. Let's talk to you about the prize pool. This is an important conversation because if you talk about the GC playoffs, if you talk about the importance, if you talk about the massive payday that comes through from performing well here in Prague over the next couple of days, there is a huge return on investment over the next few days, because success here will earn you a massive, massive chunk, over 10 million euros to be awarded in this GCL Super Cup over the next couple of days, from the quarterfinal, the semi-final, and into that final on Sunday night. It is an enormous opportunity to earn you and your team a huge amount of money if you are successful over the next couple of days. This is what the rankings look like coming into today's GCL Super Cup quarterfinal, because the rankings are important. They dictate to us the starting lineup of today's quarterfinal, because it is those championship standings that then finish in reverse order that give us our starting lineup today in our GCL Super Cup quarterfinal. That is exactly how and why you then find yourself with the Doha Falcons, who will be first to go. But this is how the season ended. We know this all too well, as Falcons United finish as the championship winners. Cannes Stars finish in second place. Shanghai Swans in third. Razorback International in fourth. And the home team, the Prague Lions, powered by the Czech equestrian team, in fifth. That means they'll be last to go in today's GCL Super Cup quarterfinal. So let's have a conversation then with the fantastic Jana Fredrika Meyer-Zimmerman, who comes to the studio to talk to us about a GCL Super Cup quarterfinal. You have the night off tonight. Welcome to Prague. Talk to us about the importance of performing well in the year, being given the night off. I mean, you're in your gear, but you're going to go to VIP tonight. How does it feel to have the night off and be able to watch and just get a look and a feel of what the GC playoffs has tonight? You know, that first night off that's gold. That's absolute gold, isn't it?
I mean, for sure, it's a big advantage that we don't have to ride today. I mean, as a rider, you like to ride. That's not the point. But you can see a bit how everybody is in shape. You can save your horse. You do one round less. So I'm really happy that I'm today just watching from the side.
What are you expecting tonight? These are obviously the teams that maybe had difficult seasons, maybe had a difficult stage. It's why they're quite early to go. Prague Lions are the last team to go. That will be really great for the crowd here tonight. What are you expecting if you take a look at the starting lineup?
Expecting and hopes, it's not always the same.
Sure,
For
absolutely.
sure, I hope that the Prague Lions will be good because the crowd is so amazing. So I think
it's important for them to progress, for the story of being here in Prague.
I think it would be cool if they make it. And of course, Monaco Comets. So our team members, I hope they can show how good they are. I think they have a good group of horses here, so it's a good chance.
That's an interesting conversation because it's been two very different seasons for the Cannes Stars and the Monaco Comets. They are very early to go. Edwina Tops-Alexander, Annelies Forsomans is in, and Jorn Spray will be the three riders. Can you tell us maybe what some of the conversation has maybe been in the weeks building up to Prague? Have you been talking to some of the Monaco Comets riders? What have they been saying? It's a very different season to the Cannes Stars. So what has the conversation been like between yourself and maybe some of these riders?
I mean, I think for them all it's a bit the same because this playoffs, it's a little bit different. It's indoor, and I find the indoor comes quite early after the outdoor season. So you have to be a bit prepared, and it's not so easy. It doesn't matter how good you've been in the whole season, but it's not so easy to be prepared for the indoor season. And this is quite a tough indoor. I mean...
Tell me why, with all of your experience, someone who doesn't know Prague very well, we talk about the crowd being very close, the shape, etc. To someone who doesn't know, why is jumping in this particular arena so difficult?
I mean, it's so impressive. Also for the horses. I have to say, yesterday in the warm-up, Iron Dame's high level was quite spooky. Not in a bad way, but she was also like, listen,
there is so much happening.
Yeah, and today she felt super comfortable. So, I mean, the ground is perfect, everything is perfect, everything well prepared for the horses, but still, this crowd, it's so loud and it's close, and the lights, the LEDs, it's very explosive kind of. So you really need an experienced horse also.
All right, you're going to stay with us for a moment. Jana Fredrika Meyer-Zimmerman joining us in the studio. For now, let's take a moment to go and talk to Dan Strange, I believe standing by alongside Duarte Seabra for the Saint-Tropez Pirates. Dan, welcome back. Let's get some thoughts then from Seabra.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. Welcome into the arena. Duarte, it's your debut at the GC playoffs in the GCL Super Cup. First of all, how are the nerves? How do you feel?
I feel good. The nerves are here, but hopefully they will turn into motivation for the round.
It is a very different feeling and a different setup to a normal GCL weekend, though. Just explain to people at home how it differs.
It's totally different. You know, this is an amazing arena indoors, so this is the only show that we jump indoors at the Globals. And I've jumped a good few World Cups as well, but here there's nothing like this. So it's quite impressive, and I hope the horse doesn't get too impressive about it, but I'm looking forward to it.
Dorados, of course, you right. Carol G, the owner's just been wandering around. You've walked the course that Uliana Vetsan is set for tonight for the quarterfinal. How do you see it? What's your overall analysis?
It's big, as we all expected, but I hope I will jump even bigger tomorrow if we go through, which I'm really positive about it. So it's big jumping. We were expecting that big jumping, big tracks. So I'm ready for it.
The back end of the combination, there's a lovely delicate plank on top of that, and there's one on this wall at 2 as well. And this is the thing that we talk about big fences, but you've got to be careful as well.
Exactly, it's a combination of big and delicate, and all them planks coming out of the combination. You know, the horses, they need the power, but they need also to be clever and careful, and that's, I think this is the top of the game. You know, it's the highest that we have in our sport. So yeah, this is what we want, drama, we want happiness. So we are here for that.
Duarte, thank you so much. You go and walk again. Good luck. Duarte jumps first for the Saint-Tropez Pirates, who go 7th. They go just after the break. Mark, back to you. It's a great feeling inside the arena.
All right, thank you very much, Dan Strange. We're still with Jana Fredrika Meyer-Zimmerman, getting some thoughts there from Duarte Seabra from Saint-Tropez Pirates. Duarte giving us his thoughts on what's coming up in this GCL Super Cup quarterfinal. You've already identified a couple of lines that are going to be tricky. I mentioned the VIP, I mentioned the crowds being here. This line into the triple, you've already told me, is going to be challenging tonight. Talk to me about that and what else becomes challenging.
I think there are a few parts of the course, like really not so easy. Already in the beginning, when you see number 2, I mean, towards this big LED, you have the color is a little bit like the sand of the ground, so it's not so easy to see for the horses. Then the plank on top, so already on number 2, you have to be like super focused. And then later on, the triple combination also ends up in a plank.
So this line coming into the triple on the neck of VIP into a triple with the plank to close.
And then it's even short turn to an oxer afterwards. So there are a few parts, and then also the end. I mean, you have to be focused right in the beginning, but then it's also a little bit heavy jumping in the end. Like when you see this line going away from us, 9, 10 AB, and then the very end with 2, quite impressive oxers. So you have to be on it.
I was asking Olivia Philipparts earlier on tonight, what is a safe number to get into the GCL Super Cup semi-final? Because now, as we explained earlier on, it's not like a normal GCL stage. It's 3 riders, no drop score. A fence down for each rider takes you to 12. Is 1 fence each safe? Do you need to have someone clear and to get into the semi-final? From your experience, what do you think is a safe territory to play in to guarantee a spot tomorrow?
Safe, I would say 8 points, like safe.
And in jumping like this, to have only 2 rails down over 3 rounds is a huge ask, isn't it, Jana?
It is. I mean, 12 in a good time, I think they will also make it.
But then you have a very early start tomorrow as well. This is what's so challenging, because there is no easy way about this, and that's what makes this format so challenging, because you're right, maybe a really good time 12 gets you in tomorrow, but you don't want to be first to go tomorrow in a GCL Super Cup semi-final. That is a difficult place to be.
That's true, but you can see it from both sides. I mean, when you make it into the semi-final, you're maybe...
What is your first goal is to get into the semi, you're right. So maybe a good time 12 at least seems to be the agreed scoreline that should get you into a semi-final here. Jana already mentioned the Prague Lions. They are the home team. They had a heartbreaking close to the season that saw them miss out on top 4, that sees them jump tonight's quarterfinal. But as many people have told us this week, that is a good thing for the home crowd, who get to see the home team, the Prague Lions, already on night 1. We took some time to catch up with the home team. These are the thoughts of the Prague Lions, powered by the Czech equestrian team.
We're down here the day before the GCL Super Cup quarterfinals by the warm-up arena, and I've got the home team, Prague Lions. Peter, Anna Kellnerova is your manager. She's the owner of the team. Such an inspiring figure. What does it mean to the team to jump here in front of these amazing fans here in Prague?
It's a great feeling to come here. We are not from Czech Republic, but we feel as that. If we are entering the ring here, we are really feeling the people behind our team. I think throughout the years we really there's really a lot of fans for this team, and we really feel when you come here, we're coming home, and you feel the crowd cheering, and it was every year it's more and more. So I'm really looking forward to this year, how it's going to be this year.
Thibaut, a debut for you at the GC Prague playoffs. What have you taken from today, walking around, seeing the sights, seeing the arena and everything that goes with it?
Yeah, I think it's an exceptional show. The arena is not so big, but that will be challenging. I think that's the most challenging part of the show here, because now we've, especially for the show here, done some practice in some indoor shows to get ready for it, because it's not going to be so easy. But I think from what I hear from the other guys, the atmosphere is electric in there. I'm really looking forward to get the show started here.
Fernando, togetherness has really been something that has come through Prague Lions throughout this season. Riyadh, the finals, was a difficult show for you personally, was a difficult show for the team because you dropped out of the top 4. How did the team reflect on that?
Yeah, in the end it's our sport. We had a great season, and in that show, unfortunately, my mare was a bit afraid. So I'm, in the end, not even mad with her. She did a super season. All my teammates and the team, they also, even Anna does the sport, so they all know about it. So it's something, it can happen. In the end, they're horses, so it was really the perfect storm there. So it was definitely tough for me in that moment. But of course, I understand that it's also the sport and it's horses, and these things are on the game.
Let's look at the real positives of it. It gives you another chance to jump in front of the home fans in the quarterfinal. How then do you look at the strategy of this week? Because there is a lot of strategy that goes into this week. Peter, what is the original plan for the GCL Super Cup quarterfinal?
Okay, we're gonna start tomorrow with 3 of us. I have 2 horses with me, so normally the plan, if everything goes the plan, then for the second day I'm going to switch horses, and then we will have to see if normally the plan is that then Niels comes in.
Who's just gone past.
Okay, and so that's the plan, and then we see after the 2 rounds, hopefully we are back in the final like the 2 last years, and then we will see.
I love the togetherness of this team, as I said earlier. Niels is listening in, but this is all part of it, and the way that you guys seem to get on as a group. Thibaut, is that the case in the background? Is it more than just a team, essentially?
Yeah, I think it really is. Of course, with us we already have a special connection as Belgians, but also like with Fernando from the first show is great. Gives a good feeling to ride together. Also now I think it's the 2nd or 3rd season we're riding together, so it creates something. It's not that we have to go like every show with different people. Like we know who we go with, and right now that gives a lot of confidence.
Fernando, you've ridden at the GC Prague playoffs before. Just briefly talk us through what it's like when you ride into that arena.
It's definitely something really special. You feel a special energy inside there. The people go crazy for the team. They really support, they really cheer. So for sure, yeah, it's a show we have to say it's one of the most specials for us in the year.
You've got the horsepower, you've got the riders, you've got the owner and the manager. What is success for Prague Lions here? Bearing in mind, you've never podiumed at a GCL Super Cup. What's success this week?
We were twice 4th, so let's hope we make it to the podium this time. We keep on trying. Now, I think maybe the bit of luck that we didn't have in Riyadh will come this weekend on our side, and the other way then, and that maybe helps us to get into the top.
Let's hope the Lions roar here at the GC Prague playoffs. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Some thoughts from Thibaut Spitz, from Peter de Vos, and the honorary Mexican-Belgian of Fernando Martinez Soma of the Prague Lions, the home team that will be jumping with a huge amount of expectation on their shoulders. Jana Frederica Meyer-Zimmermann is with us in the studio. She has been studying the start list. I wanted to tell you that 10 out of 36 of the horses here tonight are 10 years and younger. That's almost 30% of the field I would classify as young horses. Now, we know the young horse is a decision because there is a lot of jumping to come, but that feels like a large amount of young horses in the field. Jana, what have you made of the horses that you see on display here tonight?
I mean, horse-wise, I would go for New York Empire. I find...
They look strong, don't they?
They look strong. Really strong. I mean, also the riders are not so bad. I mean, Scott Brash, Dennis Lynch, Michael Penn. But they really brought...
But they don't seem to be gambling on any...
No.
Everything is a guaranteed success there.
Yes, it looks like really strong. But also, I mean, Bon Ami, Cayman, Jolly Jumper with Abdel and Simon.
Great lineup as well.
I mean, they also brought their best horses, kind of, and are really experienced on a level. And personally, I'm a big fan of Imagine and Kim Ammon. So they're also always good for a clear round.
And they're very late to go as well. You have Kim Ammon, you have Eduardo Alvarez Aznar, 2 great riders. Jack Whittaker as well in there today for Madrid Emotion. They'll be second last to go. And we've spoken a lot about them. I believe we'll hear from Anna Kellner-Rover as well. But the lineup from the Prague Lions as well, from a rider and horse perspective, there might be some young horses there, but they are more tested young horses. There's experience. Talk to me about the lineup of what you see for Prague Lions.
Casual and Impress are both only 10 years old, but I think they are 2 of the best 10 years old in the world. So for sure, we don't have to worry about them.
Well, this is the trick now of trying to balance the success of the entire weekend, because these lineups are hoping to be jumping deep into the weekend. But that means that to some degree, you probably have to bring in some fresh legs more often than not for the GCL Super Cup quarterfinal. Does it backfire? Does it kick you out of the quarterfinals by the end of the night? Or can you keep your top horses fresh and then ride a younger horse tonight? That becomes the big question. We spoke about the Prague Lions. We heard from the riders. Let's now hear from the manager, one of the most famous faces in and around this entire arena. Let's go back to Dan Strange, who catches up with Anna Kelnerova.
Thanks, Mark. Yeah, we're in the arena. We're by fence 2 with the manager of Prague Lions, Anna Kelnerova. Now, Anna, so much has gone into the GC Prague playoffs. Just tell us about the efforts of the team and the planning that goes into this event, because it's simply stunning.
Well, we started many years ago, and I would like to hope that year on year we're better and better, and it's a really unique show, requires a lot of effort from a lot of people, but they do an incredible job, and I'm really proud of the event.
Your team, Prague Lions, they were disappointed in Riyadh, but they haven't disappointed this season at all. How excited are you by the fact they get an extra night to jump in front of the home fans?
No, they've had an incredible season, and I think for the supporters of the Prague Lions, which I think are really many tonight, it's a great opportunity to see the team. We will have to push, but because it's of course not easy to qualify into the semi-finals, so I hope we're going to be on our best results and be able to do that.
Of course, you manage the team, but you also ride for the team. I think you last rode in New York, if I remember rightly. You've walked the course. What is your analysis of this quarterfinal course? Because it's never going to be easy.
It's not going to be easy. I think Uliano built a very fair course. It's definitely not small, but it's a good opening kind of jumping. There's a lot of forward distances. I think a lot of light mistakes will come, not heavy mistakes, because he builds very, very light. And that's the best for our horses, and that's the best for the sport.
Where are the most specific challenges on the course?
I think straight away number 2 behind us is going to be very difficult, because there is an option to go inside, and today's result isn't only important about the points but also the times, because only a few will get to go into the semi-final, and this plank, if you do an inside turn, is going to be very, very tricky, so I think it's going to be not so easy.
Anna, so much thanks for your time, and best of luck to the Prague Lions for tonight. Good luck to you and the team. Mark, it's so fascinating to hear from Anna about everything that's gone on to get the GC Prague playoffs to the standard they are, raising the bar again this year.
Right, so that's Anna Kelnerova having some words with Dan Strange, giving us her thoughts on what to expect later on tonight. Again, she talks about the penalties that may come, but she talks about the time as well. She once again, like Jana did as well, identifies fence 2 as being tricky. Again, are there inside lines? Are there outside lines? We'll hear more from Jana in a moment. But for now, let's go up to the commentary box. We have Ed Holloway standing by. Very exciting night, Ed. I see that you managed to get out the tuxedo as well. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the program. Welcome, in fact, to your very first GC playoffs as well, by the way. A fantastic night in store for you, I have no doubt. Talk to me about the lineup. Give me some of your commentator notes. Ed, what is standing out for you here tonight?
Thank you, Mark. Yes, it's very special to be here. This is my first GC Prague playoffs, as you say, and we are set fair for a wonderful GCL Super Cup quarter-final. The course is fascinating. Ilana Vetsani is a true master, and it's a really interesting course that these 12 teams are going to face. I'm just looking at the teams, Mark, and there are some really strong lineups. I like New York Empire. Dennis Lynch, Michael Pender, and Scott Brash look very, very strong. Istanbul Warriors, powered by Carpe Diem Equestrian Team, again look outstanding. Henry von Eckermann, Abdul Said, and Simon Delestre look a very tough team tonight. Prague Lions, I think, are also the home team. Of course, they are buoyed by the home crowd. They again look very strong. Fernando Martinez, Sommer, Peter de Vos, and Thibaut Spitz, a mix of old masters, and Thibaut as a 20-something-year-old look very, very awesome as well. The course they're going to face is really impressive. Ilana Vetsani, we know he reaches to the top of his measuring stick typically, and tonight is no exception. It's a nice, easy start, but then 155 is the height of fence 2, the plank. That comes early, and it's right into the face of the in-gate. There's then another max height, 160 vertical. That is fence number 3, the Longines fence. There's then a long run down to fence 4, a big right-hander. That looks just right up in your face. It looks like a straight vertical. The Prague playoffs, it's an oxer though, but it's so tall. It's just so imposing. The treble mark comes very early, 5 5ABC, and it's a plank leaving. 5C is 160 tall. Again, it's a very early line, and it's really strong. There's a massive oxer awaiting just 6 strides to the air bank oxer. That is fence 6. It's over water. There's again another big oxer at 7. 8 is max height, the BMW vertical. Fence 8, 160 tall. Then there's a big diagonal cut. It's a Liverpool at 9. It's then an oxer into the houses. That's the Old Town of Prague double. 10A, and then 8 meters and 20, 1 stride to 8B. Again, 160 tall. The final line is so tough. It's 2 bruising oxers. Fence 11 is the windows. The very almost obscured looking look. The penultimate is then 4 very forward strides down to the last fence. That's the GCL oxer. It's enormous, Mark. 155 tall, 160 wide, and with no drop score in this GCL Super Cup quarterfinal, there's nowhere to hide any of your team that has a mishap. You could be sent home tonight. We'll lose 4 teams. The pressure is really on, and we are set for a wonderful evening. Thank you, Mark.
All right, Ed Holloway, thank you very much. You and James will be taking us through a little bit later on tonight, the co-commentators for the GCL Super Cup quarterfinals. Before we let Jana Frederica Meyer-Zimmermann go from the Canstars powered by the Iron Dames, let's focus on your sister team. Let's focus on the Monaco Comets. I know that Annelies is maybe a new face to many of us. Edwina Topt-Alexander, we know, so stable, so safe, so important. Talk to me about her, your Nespray, Annelies. How is this team going to fare later on tonight, you feel, Jana? How will they do?
I mean, hopefully it's a ladies' night. So my fingers are crossed, of course. I think with Edwina as a start, with fellow Castlefeld.
Such a wonderful combination.
That's a great pair. So I'm really not worried about them. I think Annelies is in very good shape. So hopefully she will have a very good round also. And with Jörne, I just talked about the course, and then she said for her it's not easy with toys as such an indoor. But I have to say, Jörne is a super strong horse rider, and the horse is a very good horse. So if somebody will manage it, then it's Jörne. So
talk to me about the importance of going first. Why, as the team, you make a decision that such a senior rider goes first to set the pace, to set the tone. This is a very deliberate decision to have Edwina go first, I imagine.
That's true. I find it's 2 things. First, it's for the team to start like positive with a good round, but also you have to see in this special venue, you have 3 riders, but only 2 will go in the ring. So you will never see 3 in the ring. So it can be the first 2 or the second 2, or everyone goes alone. So I think it's also a little bit of tactic for what horse it's better to be longer in the ring, to feel the atmosphere.
Who wants to be alone maybe, then you decide how
Some
it
are
goes.
afraid of other horses, so it's a little bit also team tactic, and everyone has to say where he's most comfortable.
All right, well, this shows you just how deep the decision, how deep the thinking goes, because it's not just about who's your best rider on the night, who's your best horse on the night, it's where do you put them in the lineup. Where is going to be best for your team that you come in the middle? Are you last to go? Or are you first to go? These are all the thoughts that need to be taken into account for the teams like the Monaco Comets, and for everyone else to decide how this is going to go the best for them to earn themselves a spot in the upcoming GCL Super Cup semi-final. Thank you for joining us. We love having you in studio, as always. You can enjoy the night off, go and have some dinner, and we look forward to seeing the Canstars tomorrow for the GCL Super Cup semi-final. Jana Frederica Meyer-Zimmermann, the wonderful Canstars rider, she will be coming up only tomorrow in the upcoming semi-final. For now, let's talk about the Basel Cosmopolitans, a first-time appearance in a GCL Super Cup for them. Let's spend some time to get to know how Basel are feeling.
For teams and riders making their first ever appearance at a GC Prague playoffs, the day before is a crucial familiarisation time. One such team are Basel Cosmopolitans, appearing in a GCL Super Cup for the first time ever. They're just there having a look around. Let's go and catch up with them. Andreas and Zasha, welcome along to Prague. First time for Basel Cosmopolitans, a first time for you, Zasha. When you look at the arena here, what goes through your mind, and how many butterflies are there?
A lot of butterflies. I think it's a beautiful arena, and right now for me it looks bigger than expected, I have to say. I thought it was a bit more tiny, but I guess when the big jumps comes in and the crowd comes, I think it'll be small enough.
Andreas, the big news for Basel Cosmopolitans this week is Jana Vargas is out. Alongside both of you, she has jumped splendidly this season. How big a blow is it to the team?
Of course, we're going to miss Jana a lot. I mean, that was our safe, normally our safe clear round for tomorrow for the opening class. We are very lucky that Rodrigo Almeida is coming in to help us. I think actually it's a strong addition now when we can't have Jana.
When you put the manager's thinking cap on, what's the strategy?
It's definitely to try to bring horses in that is ready to jump these kind of tracks indoor. In the end, we didn't have many horses that is capable and ready to jump them. We have many good horses in our string from the different riders, but horses that is really ready to go, not so many. So I think in the end, we have a very good group. Me with Napoli, an experienced horse, but okay, it's the first indoor show for him of the season. So of course, you're always a little bit excited if they adapt straight away. Sasha Stallion is ready. He luckily jumped indoor last week, and we know he can jump the big fences. And now Rodrigo in, and we have Marlon as a backup. So yeah, in the end, I know we have horses that can jump clear rounds. I think we need to, of course, give them a good ride and then hope a little bit luck is on our side.
What's it been like being in the Basel Cosmopolitans this year? It's been a long season. You've developed through the season, both personally and as part of the team. What's it been like to ride for this group?
I think it's been absolutely amazing, challenging for me as a rider, and really exciting to be a top sport. And also, I think with our team, I think we're a really good team. We talk good together, and Andreas has done this for a lot of years, and if there's anything, you can always ask for help or advice or anything, so it gives you always a good feeling. I think I've had like a very, very nice year.
You talk about goals, you talk about positions. What is the expectation for this week?
For sure, our main goal is being in on Sunday. It has to be, of course, we all know the sport, it can be over tomorrow night. But I really believe if we can just manage this a little bit well, each of us with our horses, it's definitely doable to do it until Friday. And then if they jump good on Thursday, I believe these horses will also come out good on Friday. It's normally not horses that is less good on the second day. These horses is normally only getting better over the weekend. So I actually think if they come out strong tomorrow, we have a really good chance on Friday as well.
To you both, to the whole team, good luck.
16 stages of Global Champions League action has brought us to this point, has brought us to a GCL Super Cup, has brought us to a GCL Super Cup quarter-final, where 12 teams will go in search of a spot in tomorrow night's GCL Super Cup semi-final. A night of redemption is what's on the cards for these teams. A night of opportunity, a night to potentially turn around a difficult season. For the likes of the Doha Falcons, the Monaco Comets, the Rome Gladiators, those teams that are early to go can have the opportunity to perform well tonight, get into tomorrow's GCL Super Cup semi-final, and be one stage away from jumping for the biggest prize at the end of the year. With over 10 million euros up for grabs by the end of the weekend, this is the richest prize in show jumping. This is the Super Bowl of the world of show jumping, and this is the O2 Arena in the beautiful city of Prague that we make a long-awaited return to. The energy and the music and the crowd here tonight are exceptional. It is so difficult to give you an actual portrayal of just how much energy is inside the O2 Arena, but we will take you along this journey every minute of tonight's action. Well, the first team to come out in a few moments' time will be the Doha Falcons. 3 riders per team, no drop scores, nowhere to hide, and a spot in the upcoming GCL Super Cup semi-finals on the line. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Prague, welcome to the O2 Arena. Let's finally get this GCL Super Cup quarter-final underway.
Longines.
Elegance is an attitude.
Evenings in world show jumping do not come bigger than this one. Ladies and gentlemen, delighted to welcome you to the GC Prague Playoffs 2025 in the mighty city, the capital of Czechia, Prague. This is the O2 Arena in this famous historic city, and all eyes of world show jumping are riveted on the O2 Arena because it is the GC Prague Playoffs for 2025 in this amphitheatre. Tonight it is 12 teams that comprise the start field for the GCL Super Cup quarter-final. We will lose 4 teams out of tonight. The best 8 tonight will join the 4 that qualified as the best 4 from the season standings, led by the Valkenswaard United team who won this year. Our crowd is packed in here. The audience has been gathering steadily over the afternoon. And these will be the teams to come in this order. Doha Falcons, they were 16th, just ahead of Paris Panthers, not included this week. Monaco Comets, Rome Gladiators, we go on. Scandinavian Vikings, Stockholm Hearts, Mexico Amigos, Antwerp Pirates, New York Empire, Istanbul Warriors, Basel Cosmopolitans, Madrid in Motion, and the home team Prague Lions are the 12 teams that line up tonight to face the Italian master Giuliano Vezzani's 1.60 m course. That comprises the GCL Super Cup quarter-final tonight here in the O2 Arena. The Walk of Champions set the scene for tonight, and we welcome in the 12 teams from tonight and the 4 teams we'll see tomorrow night that are given a bye through this quarter-final. And we also welcomed in the qualifiers from the Grand Prix this year that will be part of the Longines Global Champions Tour Super Grand Prix here in 2 days' time on Saturday. Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M We Love Horses. They are the defending champions, having won in Riyadh last year. Antwerp Pirates, they have won 2 legs this year. Doan Siabra, Gregor Kotar and Thibaut Philipparts. This team looked very strong to me tonight. New York Empire, powered by Lugano Diamonds. And Istanbul Warriors, well, they've got the former world number 1, Henrik von Eckermann, out to side, Simon Dalestra and Hassan Senturk. Cosmopolitans, Andreas Sko, Madolo Zanotelli and the likes. And this team that won the very first edition here in Prague, inaugural champions, Madrid in Motion. Shanghai Swans, Roosbeck International, they've both had outstanding years, and the lineup for Shanghai Swans is fearsome. And Kansas, they were the season's champions last year. Their all-girl team again comes to battle. And the season's champions this year, Valkenswaard United, led in by John Whittaker, alongside the likes of Marcus Enning, etc. And the home team just missing out on a bye through the quarterfinals. They were 5th in the season standings, Prague Lions, powered by the Czech equestrian team. These are the VIP stands, and everybody having a wonderful time here as we prepare for battle. We take you around the course of Giuliano Vezzani. It's certainly a massive test tonight in this rectangle. It's quite a compact arena. The Giuliano has used every centimetre of it very effectively. The master from Italy. Fence 1, the opener. That is the Longines Oxer, slightly ascending. 150 by 140, a big left-hander. The plank comes brutally early. It's the bridge. 155 tall, fence number 2. They roll back, verticals coming through this 180-degree turn. Back then to the Longines, first max height vertical. 160 tall, it's very airy and feeling, fence 3. It's then a big right-hander down to the Prague playoffs, skinny. It's really imposing right up in the combinations, faces fence 4. 155 tall is not wide at 110, but it really looks imposing. The treble comes very early, 5A, B, C, 1 and 2 strides. 155 the height of the vertical, entering one long forward stride to a massive oxer mid-part, 5B, 153 by 160. Then 2 strides, 11 meters and 50, it walks down to another plank, the second plank on Uliano's course, and we're only through 5 fences. 5C is very imposing. Then it's a short run, just 6 strides, a compressed 6, the air bank oxer, 153 by 160 over water, right by the in-gate, not an easy location. And then another big oxer comes out, a sharp turn, a hairpin bend back, the many-yacht oxer fence number 7, 153 by 160, left-handed then, down to BMW vertical max height at 160, fence number 8. Then another vertical out of a tight turn, the Mucha Liverpool again, 160 tall is fence 9. Then 5 strides down to the second combination, 10A and B, the Old Town Prague houses double, 10A, the oxer in, 153 by 160, 8 meters and 20. On landing, down to 10B, that's 160 tall, the vertical leaving. It's a fairly spectacularly hard late combination where energy is just getting a little bit lower. 1 set through here, then the turn for home. They'll go again past the in-gate, and 2 enormous oxers lie between combinations and the finish line. It's the Windows oxer again. It's skinny. It looks really impressive visually. 153 by 160 is the penultimate at 11. Then it's a forward 4 strides, and boy, they're going to have to really hunt down to the final fence. That is a GCL oxer 155 by 160. Will guard the finish line, and wow, no drop score tonight. That is an imposing test from Uliano Vetsani. Well, my name is Ed Holloway, and I'm delighted to have alongside me James Fisher. James, it is going to be a spectacular evening. Welcome to the commentary box.
Thanks, Ed. Yeah, thanks for showing us through the course like that. It's as you say, it's we always know it's going to be, you know, a big, difficult track. This is sort of the opening for the team. So I walked it, and it's big. You know, it's technical, but I would say it's a jumpable track. Albeit like first fence is 155, and you know, coming out of the combination 160. We've got about 5 or 6 160 fences. He's played a little bit with the materials. You'll see as they start, but I think we're going to see a shared load of faults, sort of here and there, combination, sort of spread around the course.
We'll just take you down through the start order, and the defending champion Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M. We Love Horses. They were the winners last year in Riyadh. Maximo Amigos, Team 6. They're a young team outside of Eduardo Pereira de Menezes, Dominic Conte and Carlos Hanca alongside the Brazilian. This team won 2 legs this year. Sancho Paras will be the 7th into the arena. Duan Sabra, Gregor Cotard and their young gun Thibaut Philipparts. This team on paper look very strong. Scott Brash, Mikey Pender and Dennis Lynch look fairly intimidating. New York Empire, powered by Lugano Diamonds. Then again, double winners this year. Istanbul Warriors, FSCI's team. And Von Eckermann, long-time world #1, Abdul Said alongside, and Simon Delestre, Bars Cosmopolitans. They are, again, a dangerous outfit. Madrid in Motion won the very first GCL Super Cup here back in 2018, and again, Eduardo Van Sassnar, Kim Emmen and Jack Whittaker for them. Then the home team, Prague Lions, powered by Czech Equestrian Team. Again, impressive lineup. They fielded Thibaut Spitz, Peter de Vos and Fernando Martinez Sommer. James, some really strong teams. Is there any team that really catches your eye as one team that we just cannot think we could lose tonight? We'll lose 4 teams. Is there any team you think we cannot possibly lose?
Well, you just mentioned Prague Lions. I mean, they look really strong. I mean, they got riders in form. I can't see them going out at all. I would say that, looking down, New York Empire are very strong. I think New York Empire would be one of the strongest, I think.
I quite agree. They look very, very impressive.
But you know, it's difficult. It's always, we get some upsets here, but I think sometimes it's an advantage to get in this ring and jump more. Where you know we've got 4 teams not jumping tonight. It's not always an advantage. It's an advantage in saving their legs.
And James, Uliana Vetsani, we know, typically builds very big courses right from the get-go here in Prague. What do you make of the track overall? What's your assessments?
Yeah, I think it's a jumpable track, and that's comparing it to other GCL tracks. It's big, but he's made it big coming out of the combination. Some individual fences at 160, and obviously we've got the 160 width as well. Right at the top of the arena, the fence 6 is very gappy. It's coming towards the in-gate, and it's got the water tray in it. That probably will catch a few out. They call it the air bank. And also the line number 9 to number 10, there's a water tray hidden behind number 9, and then it's quite a long 5, and it's committed, so that can also cause problems. Maybe you see the back rail of number 10 go. Yeah, and as I say, the 160 fences are there to hit. So, but I think we're not going to see any fence in particular go tonight. I think it's going to be pretty varied.
To recap the format, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening. Welcome to the GCL Super Cup quarterfinal. Myself, Ed Holloway, James Fisher, your commentators. The prize purse tonight, €1.35 million. The total this week is $11.5 million. We will lose 4 of the 12 teams that come tonight. The best 8 will go into the semi-finals tomorrow to face the 4 teams that are pre-qualified. They were given a bye through the quarterfinals because of their top 4 placings in the final season standing. So, the likes of Alcazar United, Riesbeck International, etc., we will see them tomorrow. There's nowhere to hide, James, tonight. 3 scores to count per team, no drop scores, so you've got to have basically perfection. If you have a bad round, you could be going straight home, and that would be very disappointing on this first night.
That's the pressure. That's the really pressure. It's a horrible thought, but we've got 74 seconds for this first round, so keep an eye on the clock. This is always important at this level.
So our Falcons lead us into action for the GCL Super Cup quarter-final, and Giacomo Cassadei is their trailblazer. He's only 23. From Bologna, his right tonight, Marbella Chablis, 13-year-old mare daughter of Elvis de Putter, sets us into action.
A nice 9 on the turn there from 2 to 3 into this triple combination. Got 1 stride, 2 strides, 155 in the middle, 160 coming out, and quite a committed 6 on that turn to that air bank jump.
Yeah, first blemish out of the treble 5C on the sand, I'm afraid, for the talented young Italian.
A little bit short 7 to that BMW vertical. Now we've got the Mucha vertical. I think this is a little long, but this has got a big stride.
But I think, James, if you could finish as a team on a 4 penalty score tonight, that would be certainly good enough to be part of the best 8. That would be my reckoning.
That's right, yes. If you can hold it on 4, it's not a bad score altogether. 4 strides to the last bit, Oxa following Oxa, which is quite demanding, and it's off the in-gate, but that horse, despite the delicate plank coming out the combination, made it look very comfortable.
Yeah, awesome night for Giacomo Cassadei, his very first GC Prague playoffs, and he equips himself very well. The Doha Falcons are off to a good start, not a perfect start, but a good start, I would venture to say. This was the 1 error for Marbella Chablis, but 4 penalties is a good start for Doha Falcons. The question is, can they stay on it?
Yeah, just a little rub with the front feet. Green, plain green, is not the best colour to visualise, and horses don't always respect it. Plain green, plain red. And other than that, it was pretty tidy round.
The teams come in reverse order as from their season final standing this year. So this team struggled. They were 16th in the final season GCL standings, and Jérôme Guéry, Vice World Champion, gets on course. Number 71 has got his very talented Caraca LS Elite, number 2 for them. 14-year-old gelding. Jérôme, who was 3rd in Mexico City, Great Britain, the 5th this year, 5th in Ramator Saint-Tropez.
That was interesting. He took an extra 1 to 2 and 1 less from 2 to 3.
Not the easiest horse to ride this one, I know, but it's hugely talented form rider of Olivier Robert.
Yeah, I remember Olivier riding this. Jerome is really a rider that can get on with all sorts. You have to at this level, really. You can't turn down a good horse just because you don't like the way it goes.
Jerome Guéry hunts down this big diagonal, 9 through to 10A and B. Meets it well, the Oxer into the last combination, and he's homebound and still clear.
Yeah, a little rub into that. Hopefully not a rub into this one. Oh, another rub.
Cool round. He'll be delighted. Jerome Guéry nails a clear round. He has a few little rubs and rattles, but it all stays in the wings. Cracal Salit is clear for Jerome Guéry, and Doha Falcons still stay on 4 penalties.
Yeah, it was a very, very good 2 rounds, really. Jerome there did it slightly differently. If you watch the start, yeah, there is the option of taking extra strides. Obviously, you've got to watch the clock, but so far, the time doesn't seem to be an issue. Both times are added together there, which can be of interest as the class goes on. So, but yeah, you see, they've given you a good example of the way this course rides, and it's we're going to see slight modifications of it, but in general, it's a very jumpable course, albeit very big.
2 seasons guns for Doha Falcons as Willem Vermeer, 1:1:19 gets started. He's had a tough year in terms of the Grand Prix this year, but was good last year, 4th in Doha and 5th in London with IQ van Hestenja. Willem's right tonight. He's a young enough son of Conor Tabensky. Jonke van ter Veldhoven is his ride. New combination this year. This horse is only second 5-star week, so a fearsome test he faces.
Yeah, I think this one's been in his yard with Victor Plecker, the young rider that he has. And as I said earlier, Jerome has his daughter snapping at his heels. She's a very good rider, still in ponies, but already doing juniors and young riders. There we are, twice we've seen the end of the combination go.
It's Giacomo Casserai, Willem Vermeer. The plank, it's on the flip cups at 5C. It takes a lighter touches, but that goes, I'm afraid, for the Belgian. So they're on 8 now, so living a little bit dangerously in terms of hoping to come back as one of the best 8 teams. But hope's not extinguished just yet, James.
No, it's amazing. You know, you look like you're flying and clear, and then it just takes one bad round to drop you out. Hopefully you can hold it on those 2 mistakes. A little bit pushed to the last.
Well, not quite a clear round. He would have loved the 1 error, but bear in mind that horse is only 10 and a newcomer's 5-star level. It's a good round for Willem Vermeer, I venture to say. But it is 4 penalties, it does mean...
That's a very good start from the Doha Falcons. Just by the way, history tells you that anywhere near a score of 12 could well get you an opportunity to jump in tomorrow's GCL Super Cup semi-final. A 4 for Giacomo Casserai, a clear for Jerome Guéry, and a 4 from Willem Vermeer keeps them on 8. That should be good enough. That's a good start from the Doha Falcons. Next in the ring, the Monaco Comets, powered by the Iron Dames. How will they fare? Dwayne Tops Alexander and fellow Castlefield next in the ring. You want to join us for the GC playoffs here in Prague? Sign up for a GC TV Live Pass and come join us for the Super Bowl of show jumping.